I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. Tender moments seem to go so fast. Reminisce, reminisce. I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. A love so strong it will never pass.
Love Park Connection.
How you guys doing today?
Hey, you guys.
So today we are going to be answering some questions that we've received from a few of our listeners.
Mhm.
So this is going to be we're going to call it the Q&A.
The Q&A.
I know that's not a very exciting title, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing. Just answering a few questions from you guys. And maybe we'll do this more often. The more questions we get from you guys, the more often we'll go ahead and do these kind of Q&A sessions.
Well, we got to do one that's a live Q&A.
We do.
That
means folks need to get on live.
People got to chime in with your questions.
Chime in. We don't have us sitting here looking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway. But before we get started, but you know what? I want to ask you something.
What?
Since, I'm trying to let the gray grow in, just want to, how's it looking, baby? How's it looking?
Looking sexy.
Well,
sexy. Yeah. How my gray looking?
Looking sexy, baby.
Yeah, looking all debonair and shit. All debonair and shit.
No, you did that. No, when he did that, no. But anyway, let us introduce ourselves. Welcome. Oh, you're supposed to say that, huh?
Oh, am I supposed to say that now? Welcome to Love Park Connections, y'all.
My name is Angela Parker.
And I'm Pierre Parker.
We are a husband and wife, marriage and relationship coaching duo. We are all out today. Marriage and relationship coaching duo. We've been married for 28 years, together for over 30 years. And it's our goal to help Black couples communicate more, love more, and build healthy long-term relationships and marriages.
Yep.
And we also want to, if you've liked anything about our content, if there's any content that you've liked, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It's a free way to help support our channel.
Yep.
And the more that you support our channel, the more it grows and the more we can help couples, because we believe stronger relationships equals stronger communities. And we definitely need stronger communities in this day and age. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Help us build our community. Help us build this channel. And move forward, y'all.
Move forward.
Also, we are working on creating some online coaching courses, some free guides, relationship guides. So we're working on that. So please stay tuned. Come on back. And the more information that we have, join us and you'll get updates as soon as we, start rolling these projects out. Okay?
That's right. That's right. What she said.
What I said.
That's right.
So let us go ahead and get started. We're just fumbling all over the place, but you know what? Whatever.
I want to know what these questions are. Look, she didn't tell me none of the questions, so
you didn't ask.
It's
You're
right.
so busy. I can hardly get him to sit down and have a decent conversation. He's so busy. So I have an extra copy.
This is all good.
Okay.
Let's go. You just throw the questions out
I'm just
there.
gonna throw the questions out.
Off the top of the head. I just come with it.
Oh God.
Come with it.
Anyway, so the first question is, what should we do? And I'm not going to name any names or who sent them, so I'm just going to read off the question. What should we do if my husband and I have different life goals? What are some of the things that to kind of, I guess they're asking to bring it back together? What advice would we give if a couple has different life goals?
That's interesting. I mean, I think, most couples have different life goals. I mean, the main goal is, you want to stay together, you want to have a happy family and things like that. But I'm pretty sure as far as, most people have different goals. It's just you have to communicate and see
Mm,
if you guys can put those goals on the, you work with each other to get to help fulfill each other's goals.
right.
So my thing is music and being prosperous with the music thing. Your goal is doing this and
Hmm.
traveling and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's up to me to help you with your goal, and you've already supported me with my goal.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where I think it's once again it's communication.
That's communication. And
Yeah.
even though you might have different life goals, like Pierre is saying, most of us do, but you also have to make sure that you have a goal that is going to, if you have a family, if you have children, that's going to make sure that that goal, your family goal, as a husband and wife, or if you're in a relationship with children, that goal is also priority, that you guys are working on that goal together, because you can't have totally separate lives.
That's right.
You do have to have goals that are saying, okay, this is going to be focused on the family.
Mhm.
And like Pierre said, you have to have open discussions about your life goals and find a common ground,
Yeah.
compromise, and look for solutions that will align with both partners' aspirations. Like he said, he has his music. At one time, it was his martial arts.
Mhm.
He was doing film. And sometimes I would just go with him to these different things that he was doing,
Yeah.
to support, to be there. If it was a film project he was doing, I might go grab him something to eat. If it's music and I'm going to the show,
Mhm.
I might help him with whatever he needs help with, except
Yeah.
carrying his equipment. And I
Yeah,
ain't doing it.
since you don't carry
I ain't
equipment.
carrying
Like I
equipment.
did that when we first got together. I don't do that no more.
So, so I'm there to help him, and vice versa, with the YouTube and
Yeah.
with the coaching courses and everything that we're working on. He's supporting me in my goal.
Mhm.
And I guess you can call that a, you know, life goal.
Yeah.
But and also we have to remember that goals do change.
Yeah.
Even something that I was interested in 20 years ago as what I would call a life goal, I might not be interested now. So we have to be flexible
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Here's one.
Hmm.
How do we maintain intimacy over the long term?
Wow.
See, he didn't know any of these questions because he didn't sit down and ask. But
That's all right.
he didn't. So
You just
I'm throwing him at him. So he's
throw
coming off
him
the
at
top
him.
of his head.
Oh man, how do you maintain intimacy? A lot of well, make sure you continue to do things together. You have that quality time.
Yeah.
If you have if excuse me, if you have kids, send the kids away
Yeah.
for the weekend. Send them to Nana and Papa's house or
Right.
wherever.
Right.
And
And
go ahead, babe.
I was going to say, and one thing that we like to do is, like, if we go away for the weekend, sometimes we just like to take a long drive together. This
Mhm.
gives us a time to bond and talk and laugh, and
Yep.
just, talk about things that sometimes you can't talk about in front of the kids, especially if you have small kids. We're empty nesters. So,
Yeah.
we have the good fortune of being able to, talk even at home. But if
Mhm.
you don't, sometimes that weekend away gives you the time to talk about things that you can't sometimes talk about during the week because you're busy, you got
Yeah.
the kids and so forth. So you do have to make sure you get in those date nights, date weekends.
Mhm.
And like we've said before, a date weekend or date night doesn't mean dinner and a movie. I mean, yeah, that can be a part of it,
Yeah.
but you have to think outside the box too.
Yeah.
And make sure you do things that your partner likes, that your husband likes, and vice versa.
Mhm.
Do a date night, where it's something that he or she will like to do. If you're planning the date night, do something that you think your husband would like to do, and vice versa for the men.
Yep.
If there's something that your woman likes to do, then go ahead and sacrifice and do what she likes to do. And I also think that it should rotate
Should
back and
rotate.
forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be planning the date, weekend, date night, whatever, should not always be on one person.
Yeah. Exactly. And we're a little overdue for one. And them drives,
Them
just to
drive.
drive and
But we did when we went to that restaurant in
in
yeah.
Half Moon Bay.
Yeah, that was nice. That was really nice. We just
Yeah.
took a drive up to a place called Half Moon Bay if you're not in California,
Yeah.
and had lunch and just it's a nice drive. It's a
Yep.
nice drive, and that gives us the time to just talk and laugh and
Yeah.
spend time together. Spend, like you said, quality time.
Yep.
And keep exploring new activities together. Make sure you guys are trying new things, not the same old,
Yeah.
same old.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you got to do something like skydiving if you don't like to. You can go there with him. I mean, it's not. I mean, it might be fun for him or her if that's what they like to do. But yeah,
She won't go with me, y'all.
I will go with you. I just won't be
Probably.
in the plane.
You won't be in the plane.
Mm-mm.
Look, I'm talking all that mess. I'll probably get there and
I
get
bought
all
him
that
a
stuff.
skydiving ticket how many years ago?
Oh,
And he never went.
I know. That's because I was supposed to go with Jasmine, and then
Don't try and blame
he got busy. I got
Jasmine.
busy. And
So anyway, try and keep things in the relationship exciting and fresh. And it does take, especially the longer you've been together,
yeah,
it does take extra effort,
It's some
because
work.
you do get complacent. You do kind of just take that person for granted. So
and
it takes work. Yeah.
and also, life gets in the way.
Life does get in the
Life
way.
gets in the way. We're both very busy people now.
Mhm.
She's very busy doing the podcast and taking care of all of this stuff. I'm busy. You guys know what I'm music.
Right.
And all
He's
that
still
stuff.
working a
And
full-time
still
job.
working and all of that stuff. So life gets in the way. And that's okay. But as long as you still try to make that time to, set that time aside to, spend some time with each other,
Mhm.
everything should work out as far as that intimate time. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay. How do we handle conflicts without damaging our relationship?
First of all, you got to continue. First of all, you have to continue to be very respectful to each other. So
Yeah.
a lot of times in these conflicts, things can be said that can be very detrimental to the relationship because
and you can't unsay them.
and you can't unsay them. You can't strike it from the record like they
Right.
say. Like the judges tell the jurors and
Strike
stuff.
it from the
strike
record.
that. You didn't hear that.
I already heard it. It's
Yeah.
already in there, so
Yes.
can't unhear it.
Yeah, it's already processed, and So, but yeah, you just don't, be very respectful and always remember that words hurt. Words can hurt, and
Words, yeah.
and words can be worse than a bullet.
Well, okay.
I mean, shoot.
I guess it okay.
I mean, depending on where you
look, somebody gonna say he what he know.
He don't know. He ain't
He don't
never
know,
been
bitch,
shot.
died.
I mean, I haven't, but I'm just saying, words can stick with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
A bullet wound or something like that, it will heal. But words can, you can be in a whole nother relationship and the word still cutting you.
Yeah.
And then it affects your next relationship.
I would say words have power, so we do have to remember what's coming out of our mouth, especially
Mhm.
even with your kids. But in particular, since we're talking about relationship, especially in your relationship, because yes, that person might forgive you, but they won't forget. And
Mhm.
depending on what you said, and if you said it repeatedly,
Yeah.
that can cause, like Pierre said, that can cause a lot of damage to the relationship.
Yep.
You have to approach your conflicts with a mindset of a resolution rather than I need to win this argument.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know when we have our disagreements, I will say, you've heard me say this before, I will say we'll just
we'll just agree to disagree.
He doesn't like that, but he'll go like, okay. I mean, he might not want to hear that, but sometimes you have to say that. Sometimes, depending on the disagreement, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
So you might just need to say, we can agree to disagree on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not about winning.
Yeah.
It's about coming to a resolution that hopefully you both can at least or you might not get your way,
Mhm.
but at least that other person doesn't feel like you've just, rolled all over them. You've taken advantage of it and you're just trying to win and they give up. Because sometimes that will happen too, that a person will if they're constantly being badgered and the other person's constantly trying to win, they might be the kind of person that, you know what, it's not worth the fight. I'm just going to constantly, just say, okay, and let my spouse have their way. But then when that happens, at some point, that other person is going to start to resent resent the spouse. So,
and you don't always have to win.
No, you don't. So,
and I'm speaking from, from experience. I have to understand that I don't always have to win.
Exactly.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'll let her win that battle, but I'll win the war.
See, there you go. Listen to this. So stay calm, avoid blame, and focus on the issue. Don't focus on the issue. Don't focus on the person. Focus on the issue. And even if the issue is that person, focus on the issue and try to resolve the issue that might be going on with your partner.
Yeah. And sometimes you never know. It may be, if you can't let go of something, there could be something else going on with you or your spouse.
Right.
If they can't let go, there's an underlining problem that is not that situation that you guys are arguing about or disagreeing on.
Yeah.
There could be something else going on.
Exactly.
And that's what you're going to need to find out.
Exactly.
Because that's going to keep that whole situation going anytime you guys have a disagreement or anything like that. So you need to get to the root of the real problem if that's something if it's that bad.
Exactly.
So
practice empathy by trying to understand your partner's perspective. You might not understand it or agree with it 100%, but try and put yourself in their shoes.
Yes.
Yes. And seek a compromise and solutions that can satisfy both parties.
That's right.
It's not always easy, but I think the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And again, it goes back to, you're not trying to win, because in a relationship, and one that you want to have a strong, healthy relationship, you're not trying to show that your partner that I'm a winner and you're a loser and I'm going to get my way all the time. That's not what it should be about, in a relationship, especially a healthy relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So here's another one. How can we balance our individual identities while being in a relationship? And I can say, as a wife and a mother, we sometimes lose our identities.
Yes.
We are a wife and a mother.
Yes.
And we support we're basically, we are the foundation of the relationship, or of the family. We are the foundation. And not to say that the husbands aren't, but we usually put our husbands first. We put our children first, your goals, your aspirations. And a lot of the marriages, those come first.
Yeah.
And that's why you'll see women, when they hit their 50s, they're like, okay, it's time for me. There are no more kids in the house. And babe, I love you, but I'm going to do me.
I'm going to do me. I'm going out with the girls. I'm going to the spa, to the boutique, and the whatever.
Other things.
And
going to have some wine.
Going to have some wine. Going to endless mimosas.
You're gonna start thinking, your wife's a lush. I don't drink all the time.
Actually, she doesn't.
But when I have I love me a good lavender mimosa. But anyway, as mothers and wives, we do have to remember, we have got to remember that we are still individuals.
Yep.
We, I even though he and I have been together, we were talking about this, we've been together longer than we haven't.
Yes.
Right. So we've grown up together, and I am very supportive of everything he does. And I just felt, as a wife and mother, that was my responsibility to support my husband, not necessarily financially, but emotionally as well. And now that I am 50 plus, it's time for me to say, you know what, it's about me, and he's very supportive of that. So, maintaining a sense of individuality is crucial. You have to encourage each other to pursue personal interests and hobbies.
Yes.
And that was really hard for me because I didn't have any interests or hobbies at that time
Yeah.
because my whole life was about my husband and my children.
Yep. And I used to have to encourage her to go do stuff. And I'd be
Right.
like, babe, get a hobby, do things. She's
Right.
like, I don't need one. I'm
Right.
like,
At the time I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't okay, at the time I didn't think I needed one.
yeah.
But as I've gotten older, I'm like, yeah, I do because I can't always you can't always be underneath your husband. You can't always be giving your everything to your husband and your family because again, it
Yeah.
goes back to resentment. If
Mhm.
you do that and you don't feel, especially if you don't feel that you have your husband or in some cases your wife's support,
Yeah.
then there'll be that resentment. So
Yeah.
that's one thing he is being very supportive and we've had talks
Mhm.
and he's he is very supportive of everything that I have wanted to do, and of course it's within reason.
Yeah.
Don't go out there being buck wild and crazy. So
Yeah.
I got to be me, and this is no, you still have a family and a husband and a relationship you want to maintain. So
Yeah. Just, keep it in control. And
I
then
could-
also brothers, don't take it, personal, or don't take it the wrong way or whatever if she wants to start doing her own thing.
Right.
Sometimes, we get guys that get a little annoyed about women that want to go women want to go do things and
Mhm.
find themselves go hang out with their friends and stuff. Like, man, let them do it.
Right.
Don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it like she don't care about you no more and
Right.
she ain't gonna take care of home or whatever. No, let her do her thing, especially if she's been there for you.
Exactly.
Don't be one of these assholes. Look, don't be that. Let them do their thing, and that's just gonna
Exactly.
make her love you even more because you're
Exactly.
supporting her with wanting to do things that she wants to do.
Exactly.
So
So respect each other's needs for alone time and personal space and
Exactly.
celebrate your partner's individuality and support their growth, their personal growth.
exactly.
Because you always want you want your partner, you want your spouse to continue to grow.
Mhm.
Growing is good.
Yes.
Growing is healthy. And if you stifle that growth, it's gonna go back to resentment.
It's gonna go bad. All bad.
It's gonna go back to
DEFCON 4.
oh damn. Okay. DEFCON 4. Okay.
She might, and then think about it. She may want to be taking a bath in the bath by herself, in there and just have her candles and stuff like that all lit, and she don't want you around. Don't take it personal. Let her take her bath and let her have her candles and all that stuff, and Luther Vandross playing or whoever. Keep sweat.
I wanna.
She might want him playing. Let her do it. That's cool because that's just gonna be better for you later on.
Yeah.
Just like we like to have our personal time. We might want to sit down and play video games. You might want to go play ball with the fellas or whatever, and they shouldn't say anything. Let him do it. Let him have his man time.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
just
It
like
works
we have
both
our
ways.
man time, let them have their woman time.
Right. And yeah, ladies, it works both ways. You need to let him have his time and don't feel that you always need to be up under him. So that's where learning how to do your own thing, have your own hobbies, have your own interests,
Mhm.
that's when that really comes in handy. Because again, I go back to us, even though I wasn't underneath him,
Mhm.
there were times where I felt, well, he's so busy, he doesn't have time for me. And if I would have had a hobby or other interests outside of my, outside of Pierre and the kids,
Mhm.
then I probably wouldn't have felt that neglect.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
all right. Okay, here's one. How can we reinvent our relationship to keep it exciting after a decade together?
Wow. I can reinvent it. Interesting.
Travel to new places.
Yeah. Travel to new places, just get new experiences with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Take on new hobbies together as a couple. Because I'm trying to get see when he retires.
Here we go.
When he retires, I want to take some dance classes. Now he's not the biggest dancer.
No, I keep telling her I make the beats. I don't
Yeah,
dance to
but
the
I
beats.
still would love to take even like, some, erotic, sexy dancing with you. Something, it doesn't have to be anything complicated. I'm not like the best dancer, but just
Mhm.
try something new. And even if we only try it for a month, be like, yeah, I'm cool.
I'm cool.
Just try something new. So, just
Mhm.
try things that other than skydiving. Try new things. I mean, not something that's going to terrify you because that
Yeah.
type of stuff terrifies me. So try new things, get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Get out of your comfort zone. Try
Mhm.
different things, Look,
Take a
role playing, I guess. Role playing.
oh god.
You have a, you put on a wig and you put the French maid outfit on, and I come in there with the James Bond look, and you know what I'm saying? Or the postman,
The postman. Oh,
the the postman, the gardener or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, you
Anyway,
can
yes,
role
try
play,
new
try
things.
new things,
Try
try
new
different
things.
stuff.
Exactly.
What's wrong with the postman? You laughed at the postman.
Yeah, Shelly barking at you.
I know. I can't.
Got
Our
the dog
dogs be barking
at you. Even, try, learning a new language together, like
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Yeah. See, she always throws that one in there. Yeah.
Surprise each other with small gifts.
Yeah.
Or small gestures. It doesn't have to be a gift. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, but try,
Exactly.
again, thinking outside of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Um, small gestures.
Yep.
Surprise, if you're still working, surprise your mate, or surprise your spouse, come up there for lunch.
Yeah.
Have a picnic, have a, even if it's only 30 minutes and it's a picnic in your car,
Mm-hmm.
surprise them with a picnic. Just again, thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
On what you can do, that is something different.
Yeah.
That's something new, something you haven't done. And don't limit yourself. Don't limit
Yeah.
yourself. By the time you're a decade in, you pretty much know what your spouse likes.
Yeah. And it's real easy to get caught up in just complacency. It's
It
very
is.
easy.
It is, like you said, life be life, and so
Life
it is.
be life.
It is easy to get caught up in complacency, but that's when you have to break it, and try something new. Believe me, if you guys try something new and you have that open, honest communication,
Mm-hmm.
believe me, it's going to really do wonders for your relationship. And I can say that from experience. Sometimes we'll go too long without talking open and honestly because life be life. And but then when we sit down and have a truly open conversation, and there's no judgment in the conversation, we're just having open conversation, it really brings us closer together.
Yeah.
And you need to do that. You need to make sure that you guys are, again, thinking outside the box and doing things that you don't normally do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. What role can adventure and spontaneity play in a long-term marriage?
What role? It
Mhm.
can play a very big role.
Yes, we know.
Very, very big role. It's interesting. What role?
So I think they don't mean like, like a role
I
and
know,
act.
but
So it can break the monotony.
yeah.
Adventure, yeah. If you're trying to be adventurous, again, it goes back to thinking outside of the box. If you're
Yes.
being adventurous and doing something new,
Yeah.
it can break up the monotony.
Yeah.
It can put some more fun back into your relationship.
Yeah. Because once
So
again, the marriage, the relationship gets complacent,
It
and it starts to become just a routine.
right,
So
right,
you always have to try to find some way to spice it up
right.
in some kind of way,
Right. And it doesn't always, when we say spice it up, yeah, the sexual part needs to, you got to keep reinventing that too.
Yeah.
But also just the day to day, spicing it up on a day to day basis.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes, believe it or not, you might have to, sometimes one of you may have to go on a vacation somewhere else or go somewhere else
Mhm.
and then miss each other
Miss
for
each
a day or
other.
2 days or 3 days.
He gonna
And
be
then
missing me for 10 days.
I know, no, I'm gonna be lonesome.
You're gonna be lonesome. But yeah,
But
that's a great, that's
yeah,
great. Yeah, sometimes one of you needs to get away just so you do get a chance to miss each other.
mhm,
Even if it's just like you said for a weekend,
yeah,
go on a ladies retreat, go
yeah,
on a man's
man's
retreat,
retreat or something.
and have your miss each other.
Yeah,
So that's very,
because that happened with us quite a bit when I would go on tour or something
yeah,
like that, and I'd be gone for a
and that's,
week or a weekend or something.
yeah,
And when I came back, I was just happy to see her and wanted
right,
to be with her.
right.
So
And
that,
I think that's what has helped us be able to
mhm,
um be in this relationship for so long,
yeah,
is
exactly.
because we weren't always underneath each other because you were gone almost every weekend.
Hmm.
So that did really kind of help us miss each other
Yeah,
and really appreciate. I really appreciated when you came home because I'd missed you so much, even though
yeah,
it was only 2 days.
yeah,
It was 2 days every week and sometimes 3 or 4 days
yeah,
depending on where you were going.
yep,
So yeah, that's very that was really helpful.
yeah,
Plan spontaneous dates,
yeah,
surprise trips or unplanned activities,
yeah.
and,
Just come home sometime, my brothers, and be like, "Hey, uh, we going here tonight for dinner."
right,
Or we gonna do this.
right,
Here, put this on, put this outfit on. We gonna go over here and do this.
right,
And ladies, go along with it. Don't be
right,
like, I don't feel like going. I'm tired. Don't
right.
do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
And gentlemen, if you are going to do that, that means, and you have kids, that means you got to find a babysitters, especially if she's
Yeah,
not going to know about it. So that
e-
has to be planned in there too. You
exactly.
know, let's see. Yeah, embrace the sense of adventure in your daily life by being open to new experiences together.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so let's see. Um, how can we ensure we continue to grow together and not apart as we evolve individually?
um, you make sure that you continue to come back and spend quality time with each other, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you set, like we've been saying, you set aside that time
Mm-hmm.
with each other
Mm-hmm.
to get quality time in.
Right.
Get that quality time in.
Mm-hmm.
That will help you to not drift apart.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are just doing your own individual thing and you're only coming together just for family shit,
Mm-hmm.
to take care of the household, to take care of the
Right.
kids, that's not really going to do it. If you guys are doing your individual things and you come back together to do something for you guys, to
Mm-hmm.
spend time with you guys, like her and I,
Mm-hmm.
you come together and we spend time together.
Right.
That's our time.
Our
So
time.
you have to make sure that you guys, do your things, but you make sure you come back and have time together for yourselves, for you two.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Not just not the family, because the family turns into, it's we know what it's like when you have kids. It's turmoil.
Right.
It's
And then everything
chaos.
is about the kids and not about the relationship. And that's one thing you guys have to remember, that before you know it, your kids will be gone. You will be empty
Yes.
nesters. And if you haven't worked on your relationship during those years when the kids were younger, you
Mhm,
haven't put your spouse first.
mhm,
And I know some people are like, I put my spouse first over my kids. Never.
mhm.
But if this is the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life
Yeah.
and have a healthy relationship, then your spouse needs to come first.
Yes.
And we did a video on that our, for us, he and I made sure the children knew that yes, you guys are important. Don't get us wrong,
Mhm.
but we as a husband and wife have to make sure our relationship, daddy comes first, mommy comes first, and
Yep.
then the kids. So
That's right.
you and women, especially for women, we have to realize that, and we have to remember that.
Yeah.
So do regular check-ins with each other about your individual growth and how it impacts your relationship. Engage, like Pierre was saying, in joint activities that allow you to grow together. Setting joint goals, participating in community projects, for instance, and maintain open communication about your evolving needs and aspirations.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speak, baby, speak.
See, I knew what the questions were, so I was able to,
That's
He
all
likes to talk off the top of his head.
That's
I don't.
right.
I need to know what I'm about to say, because otherwise I'd be all over the place.
I know.
My
but see,
brain be all over the place.
That's why we got this cycle, this rotating thing. You go off of that, I go off the top.
Oh
You know,
gosh.
I can't do that. I got to go off the top of the head. I got to go off of what I'm thinking.
Anyway, so the last one is, how do we navigate the challenges of physical and emotional changes that come with aging?
Ooh.
Woo!
Ooh.
Menopause, ladies.
Ooh, who asked that question?
Clearly someone who's older. Menopause, ladies.
Let's ask that question again. Let me hear that question again.
Okay. How do we navigate the challenges of physical and emotional changes that come with aging? You see wait a minute, hold on. You see all this gray hair growing in? So it has taken me since this year. Okay. I am 57.
Yeah.
And it has taken me until 2 months ago, to say I'm done with dyeing my hair. Now, granted, every day I look at it and I'm going, where's my dye? But I'm determined to just go ahead and let it go and work with what I got. And he's been very supportive. So that part of aging, it is challenging, but if you have a partner who is, who is there to support, then it makes it much easier. And some of those changes are also, women, we're going to start gaining weight. And you hopefully have a partner that will say, let's go for a walk. Let's do this. Let's try this. We just got off of a cleanse. But we do it together. So that was really important that we've always done that. When I did my fitness competition, I don't even know how many years ago that was, but he did the eating with me, the eating plan with me. So I didn't have to make 2 meals, even though I had to make another meal for our children. He did the eating plan with me because he was encouraging me. And he also knew this was something I really wanted to accomplish. Now, of course, that has nothing to do with the aging, but just to get you guys to understand that it's about that support of your partner, of your spouse.
Yes.
And back to the menopause, ladies. It can be challenging, but you have to communicate that with your partner, with your husband, that, hey, this is what's going on. I think this is why, I'm going through menopause, and bear with me. But ladies, you also have to put control on your emotions, whether that means that you have to get some bioidenticals, you have to do some hormone replacement therapy, you talk to your doctor about that, but you have to do what you can in order to keep those emotions under control, because there's only so much that your husband is going to be able to take. But again, it goes back to that communication on both ends. If you're becoming a raving bitch because of the menopause, then your man needs to say it as kindly as he can, and you have to be willing to hear that and accept it.
And on the man side, like she said, we have to be able to understand what they're going through. We have to be able to understand. And once they explain it to us, we have to be able to accept it and try to be as supportive as possible.
Because your man has your own kind of menopause.
Oh, well, yeah. I was about to go into some of that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But, we had, like in our case, and I've said this before, but, when she was going through and she was having hot flashes and all these different things, and she'd have the ceiling fan on, and it's winter. I'm under the covers freezing, and she is hot. And I was like, okay, we got to fix it. What can I do? I bought her a fan that goes on her nightstand that blew right in her face. That way we could turn the ceiling fan off. I didn't have to always catch a cold every other week. So, fellas, we got to be able to understand things like that. They go through stuff that we can't even fathom to understand the things that they're going through.
Right.
And a lot of times they don't even understand it until later on, until they really get to the doctor or they talk to, a family member who's going through it, and they be like, "Oh, baby, you just going through the change, girl."
Right.
So we have to be able to understand that once they acknowledge that. But yeah, we go through our things too. We go through our crisis. We go through our little midlife, as they call it, midlife crises, and all this stuff. We start gaining weight and we start getting all big and fat and things like that. And we got to learn to go to the gym and try to take care of that, because we start turning into grizzly bears and shit. We start getting fat and growing hair all over our fucking place and crazy ass areas and shit. And we like, what the hell's going on? Start growing hair out your ears and shit and nose. And you like, damn.
Right.
I mean, so we go through our changes as well. And, ladies, you guys have to understand the stuff that we go through. We're probably going to keep it in and hold it in as much as we can, because we're not, we're trying to think that we can deal with it. But
Right.
this is our version of, I guess you want to call it menopause and stuff, and we start thinking, some guys start thinking, I need to go get me a younger woman, and it's like, it's like, really, nigga, why are you trying to get a younger woman when you're looking like a grizzly bear? No.
and also you have to be realistic and understand that even your sex drive is going to change as a woman. It might get better, it might get worse. And you guys have to talk about that. Just as a man, it might get better, it might get worse, but you have to communicate with each other. And you might, and depending on what's going on, you might need to talk to someone. You might need to go to, go to a sex therapist. You just have to be open and honest with each other. And then you both have to understand each other.
Yeah.
Because things are going to change. It's just inevitable. It's going to change on many different levels, and you have to be willing to openly, honestly talk about it.
Yeah.
And hear what your partner is saying without being judgmental, and with an open heart and open mind.
Yep.
And I mean, actually, on June
8th.
8th? Yeah,
June 8th.
June 8th, we're going to have, she is an erotic.
She's a sex goddess.
Yes, but she's an erotic educator.
Yeah.
So we're going to have her on June 7th.
8th.
Dang it. June 8th.
June 7th, we have
the other young lady, the other lady. Yes. So June 8th, we are going to have Miss Taylor Sparks.
Yes.
Who is going to come on.
Who is a sex goddess. That's what she said.
I know, but she's an erotic educator.
Yes.
And she educates and coaches couples on ethical, non-monogamous relationships. So
ethical,
non-monogamous relationships. Yes.
Non-monogamy.
Non-monogamous relationships.
Yes. And she has a book out.
She does have a book out. I ordered it because I'm kind of curious of what she got to say, know. But but again, we have to be open-minded and listen to our partner, listen to what they have to say.
Yes.
And especially if you've been together for a long time, these are conversations on all levels that you have to have.
Yes.
And you have to get out of that, oh, he's going to judge me, she's going to judge me. You got to be honest and open, because believe me, that is going to strengthen and make your relationship much healthier.
Yep. And also, ladies, you have to listen to him when he's saying, when you guys have to understand that when you guys are not feeling that you want to have sex and you guys are cutting it off and all of that stuff for whatever reasons, you have to understand he's not. He's probably still sexually active in his mind, and he still wants to do these things. So that's a serious thing that you guys have to think about. A lot of women, they'll turn around and just be very content with not having sex anymore. But you have to understand that your husband is probably still in his sexual prime, or still, he might not be in his sexual prime.
No, man.
No, he might not be in it. You could be an old dude and still be a stallion. You still, got them feelings. So you guys can't expect your husband to feel the same way that you do. Like if you're like, yeah, I'm cool, I don't need no more sex, I'm good. You can't expect him to be that way.
Right.
And that's where you get a lot of problems. You have a lot of problems. That's when you have guys that step out, and because they're like, well, I'm not getting fulfilled at home. So these are things you have to understand. You guys have to sit down and have a talk. Either you're going to work something out, where you attempt to try to do whatever. And if you can, maybe you might have to say, okay, well, we'll set this up. We'll have a non-monogamous relationship, and ethical non-monogamous relationship. And when you feel those urges, you go over there and do your thing, but you remember that this is home. This is what we do. You just go over there, get your rocks knocked off, and you get back over here, because I'm not feeling that. So
that's why we will have Miss Taylor Sparks on, to talk about some of these things, because we are not professionals in that area.
Nah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's a conversation, especially as the question has asked, how do you navigate the challenges of physical and emotional change that come with aging? So that's a part of it. So provide that emotional support and encourage each other through these changes, because it will happen. You might be in your 30s now, listen to this, or in your 40s, but believe me, before you know it, you blink, you're like, damn, I am 55.
Yep, it goes
I am 57.
fast.
Right, it goes fast. I've been married to the same man for 28 years.
Yep.
We've been together, all those things. So you have to start, if you're in the beginning of your relationship, or 10 years in, or 15 years in, you've got to start that communication.
Yes.
And that will always be the foundation of what we say is helps with a healthy relationship. It's not the only foundation, but communication communication, open, authentic communication is a big factor in a healthy relationship. And maintaining.
Speak, baby.
Speak. Anything else? That was the last question. Anything else?
Question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. So if you guys like this, please send us more questions. We don't mind doing this. When we get questions, we'll put it in the rotation.
Yeah.
To make this a part of our content. That's right. So remember, please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Again, my book, 30 Years and Counting, on our website at loveparkconnection.com. I'm hoping to have the young lady who, I have to set it up with her, but the young lady who helped me write the book, have her come on. She's the one who published it for me, or helped me get it published. Miss Victoria, because she was very instrumental in helping me think through the process and giving me ideas and so forth on writing the book. Since this was my first book, and I'd like to have her on so we can talk more about the book, because I haven't really talked in depth about what's in the book. But at some point I do want to have her on, so I'm working on that. She lives, in Hawaii, so trying to get her. Maybe I'll just, if she can't be in person, then we'll have her on a Zoom or something like that. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Anything you want to add, baby?
That's it.
All right, y'all. So we will see you again June 7th and 8th. We have live. We have two really interesting folks coming on. Taylor Sparks,
June 8th.
The erotic educator. And then on June 7th, we have Miss Aquarius Maximus, who I got to know just watching her on YouTube, but also had conversation with her. She is a cardiologist and astrologist as well. So she's going to come in and talk about, the relationship and cardiology and astrology. That might just be me. I'm not sure if Pierre's going to be on that one, but we'll see. Anyway, those two will be live. So stay tuned. Look for that information, and we hope to see you there.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.